Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we're going to use our HydroCore to build into our discus progression. Our discus progression has a lot of different steps in it. We are working on it with all the apparatus: kettlebells, clubs, maces, and HydroCore. What defines the discus progression in my mind is starting from symmetrical and going outside and coming into a clean position. That is the basic movement, and then we build out from there with each apparatus. Then we are going to move our foot back and we are going to continue that progression. Today we are going to have our symmetrical hip position. We're going to be in rack and we are going to swing outside. You will now notice that this one starts to look even more like that famous Greek sculpture. 2 feet pointed straight ahead. We're going to use our legs to start this movement, sit down with our glutes, heels stay on the ground. Then we are going to add in our arm movement from bent to straight. When we go down to the outside, we are going to end up in this side position, side load. This is essentially a forward pendulum. When we go to the opposite side, the side that the bag is going to be on, the opposite leg is going to drive further forward than the same side leg. The opposite leg is going to keep the heel down by sitting back in the leg. With the HydroCore, you can get a little bit more sloppy on this side swing because you have 2 hands on. Usually the lead hand is going to be straight arm and the rear hand might bend throughout this movement for a little bit. That's fine as long as the bag doesn't start to wobble. If the bag starts to wobble, then try to go back to having 2 perfectly straight arms. Start with the legs, pop it up, load down, swing it back up and catch. Swing it down and catch. Swing it down and catch. Swing it down and catch. All you ex-farm boys out there will recognize this as being part of a hay bale throw. I've done a lot of hay bale throwing in my life. I recognize it instantly. This is kind of the fun, not dirty, not stabby version of throwing hay bales. So this drill, we can isolate it. One side catch, one side catch. Set a timer, go to the other side. Isolate, catch, isolate, catch. Then isolate, isolate, integrate, put them both together. One side catch, the other side catch. Get it up the easiest way you can to our starting position. Legs start the movement, arms are second. Transfer the power from your legs through your core to your hands. Catch, catch, catch. So we have 3 actual drills in here. We have isolate the left, isolate the right, so that you can check that both sides are moving equally. And then we have put them together, alternating between left and right, so you can get your brain to rock back and forth. Most people do one side very well and the other side very poorly. Isolate, isolate, integrate is always a strategy to do this. We would like our feet to be pointed straight ahead in this movement, as we would in all of these discus progression movements. If we're doing this with our feet turned out, what you're going to notice is you're going to end up clocking yourself in the knee and your knees aren't going to feel good and your back's probably going to hurt. All kinds of weird things are going to happen. Point your feet straight ahead. Most people on the planet should walk with their feet pointed straight ahead. People walk in all kinds of weird ways because their movement patterns are messed up because of something in their history. We don't really care how they ended up that way. We just want them to point their feet straight ahead and then keep their knees over their feet. If your knees are weird, if your hips are weird, or your ankles are weird, all of these exercises in this progression are designed in order to help correct those movement patterns so that we can get back to a smoother walking pattern, so we can put less stress on our joints, because frankly, I want knees when I'm 90 because I still want to be doing things.